Society is developing, the pace of life is becoming faster, the pressures of work and study is also more stressful. These social factors, which cause stress and mental illness, have become more common. Mental health, which is known as psychological and emotional well-being, has become a very important issue in our society, and it is important at every stage of life. Mental health has a significant effect on human well-being. It has impact on education, work, family, and social life. Did you know that a furry friend can help us fit better into our society, be happier, and make our world lighter? This TED Talk will introduce you to an effective, inexpensive, and natural way to improve your mental health, which is domestic animal therapy, or is also called pet therapy. What is domestic animal therapy? First, let's talk about what is therapy. Therapy, as defined by Collins Dictionary, is the treatment of someone with physical or mental illness without using drug or operation. Simply, it is anything that can help you to be more who you are. Domestic animals are a great source of therapy. Domestic animal therapy uses animals to assist people to enhance emotion, behavior, cognition, social life, and overall well-being, which involves the interaction between animal and human. The idea of this therapy first appeared with the ancient Greeks, who used animals, especially horses, to lift up the spirit of the patient. It was also used as a therapeutic strategy in medieval Belgium, and interestingly, humans and animals recovered together. During 1960s, domestic animal therapy had the first formal research undertaken, and it was conducted by Dr. Boris Levinson. He found that his dog has a positive effect on mentally impaired young patients. Animal-assisted therapy (AAT) is one of the most common forms of domestic animal therapy. It has a more general purpose, such as providing comfort and enjoyment for patients in hospital or nursing home residents, and this involves animals which have already been trained. So what type of animals are being used? This therapy involves therapeutic animal and personal pet as well. Whether the animal can be trained or not depends on the type of animal and the purpose of the therapy. Dogs and cats are the most common animals used for therapy. However, animals such as horses, birds, rabbits, and other small animals, even hamster, guinea pig, or fish, can also be used and have great effects. The benefit of animal therapy. We have learned so much from animals, and most of us may not realize how much they help us. They offer things that family and friends cannot offer us. Animals love us for who we are, no matter what we look like, how rich we are, how smart we are at school, or how bad our day has been. They are always honest, and they show their affection to us without restraint. Their love is unconditional. That love provides a non-judgmental environment allowing us to be ourselves. And through this, our pets encourage us to be confident and increase our self-esteem. To those who have a pet, may I ask you a question? How many of you usually talk to your furry friends? You will have to admit that our pets are great communicators, even without words. They seem to be able to read our emotions. According to the study of animal behavior at the University of Sussex, researchers have found that animals can not only pick up our emotion, but have a memory of emotion, which guides them to interact with an individual in the future. They might not have a verbal response, but we can tell from their actions they are always trying to make us feel better. The bonding between animal and human is very powerful in reducing stress and relieving anxiety. Imagine, after an exhausted day, you go home to see a happy face of your fluffy or feathery friends. They are like an energy power pack, always fully charged. They lift up our spirit, fill our energy bar, keep us active and healthy. Scientists have found that gazing to the eyes of our pet especially dogs, is a chemical stress reliever for both. It produces and increases the hormone called oxytocin, which makes us feel calmer. Our pets are also a great source of entertainment, reducing boredom. Nowadays, smartphones and media are dominating our life because they help us to connect to the world, enhance our friendships, and decrease loneliness. However, technology equally has a negative impact on our self-esteem and satisfaction in our life, and this linked to mental health problems, including depression, anxiety, even suicidal thoughts. In this case, our pets play a role of heroism in silence. They can teach us to focus and observe. They teach us about being mindful and truly present with each other. They help us make time for meditation through the act of sitting down, cuddling them. That moment brings us back to the present. They can help to distract us from the negative and even suicidal thoughts. Not only pet owners, but family and friends are also positively affected. In a survey of pet owners, 75% of pet owners reported that a friend or a family member's mental health have improved because of their connection with an animal. For those who are isolated or experience loneliness, they provide companionship, which makes us feel less lonely. Coming home to an empty apartment or house may feel less lonely if there's someone waiting for you to get home. Our pet can boost our social interactions. According to Harvard Health Publishing, and study shows that pet owners were 60% more likely than non-pet owners to get to know people in the neighborhood they hadn't known before. We tend to meet people who are like-minded and love animals too. So there's always something in common to begin the connection. Honestly, people are usually happy to start a conversation about pets, so it eases the tension of speaking to people. Further, a study from Sweden about health and well-being shows that pet ownership is inversely associated with dying, which means if you own a dog, you will have 33% lower risk of early death. They not only improve your quality of life, but also keep the Grim Reaper away. Not all aspects of this therapy are beneficial. Some of the biggest risks of this therapy are sanitation, safety, and allergic reaction. For some people, having a pet means that they have more responsibility, which is a burden to them, and the sadness that comes when the animal passes away is too much to bear. How about robotic pets? They can live with us for a long time and we do not need to bother about those risks. Can live with us for a long time and we do not need to bother about those risks. The research shows that robotic pets can provide stimulation, comfort, and companionship, and can help reduce stress and anxiety, all of which have similar general benefits to humans as a real pet. However, real pets have much more to give than that. Especially, they have love. It acts as a bond between human and animals, and nothing can replace it, including the robot pet. Moreover, to own a good robot pet isn't cheap. As I mentioned before, the purpose of this TED Talk is to introduce you to the effective but cheap and natural method of pet therapy. Does domestic animal therapy work all the time? The simple answer is no. Whether this therapy works efficiently or not depends on the match between human and animal. It also depends on the background and circumstances of the pet and the person. If an animal has had a bad experience, then they might take a while to trust people again, and the relationship building process can take some time. If the person has been bitten or has bad experience with animals, the ownership might not go well and the therapy might not take off. Domestic animal therapy may or may not work for some people. However, it's a great solution for those who love animals and need or want to improve their mental health. If you are an animal lover What are you waiting for? Get a pet to light up your life.